Counterattack. With the general collapse of Army Group Center, the Red Army was driving straight into Poland. The 3rd Panzer Division was thrown in as a desperate attempt to slow down the Soviet juggernaut. This scenario examines the attempt by the 2nd Panzer Battalion to eliminate a Russian bridgehead. I want to bet there are Russian. So basically they're going to be pushing towards our ambush sections, and most of our troops are on the right side of the map, so we can't really stop them. High quality tanks, probably veteran troops, armored cars. Okay. This might go anyway, really. Petard anti-tank rifle. Doesn't exactly inspire confidence. Okay, they have quite a few good tanks here. Few platoons of Panthers at least. Anti-tank mine, we fail. Well, at least there was some kind of a honest to God effort here. Tu-2s, are these bombers? Yeah, they're not going to be all that useful. Some kind of a ground attack plane. Sturmovik would be much better here. We have a couple of anti-tank guns, but mostly infantry. Might be able to move one of the anti-tank guns to a better place. Yeah, they're not gonna do much good here. Okay, move your ass. If we let the enemy come this far, it's already lost. So let's put on a little bit of effort into stopping them before they get here. Yeah, this isn't a bad place to have a fight. It would still leave us with a few flags. Forest here would be probably better, but I don't think we have time to man it. So this forest might be a reasonable place to hold our ground. To lose these guys' reaction range. Routed. Routed. Positions. Shit. We need to try to make sure that the infantry is a little bit preoccupied here. If we can get the tanks move on their own, we might be able to do something. Hey. God damn it. I don't know exactly where the enemy is going to come from, but bombard the bridge, and then you can bombard this. Yeah, whatever. The problem with the bombardment is that I don't know what direction the airplane is going to come from, so it'll either hit one useful hex or it'll be very effective. It has 4 large bombs, so I'm hoping it might cripple the bridge. If there's a few tanks left on the other side or some units, it'll be at least somewhat useful. There's only one turn delay. I don't think they'll stay there, but if they do, if there's any hesitation, they'll stay there. They'll stay there for good. Not sure what's a good place to put a gun here. Just drop it somewhere. I want to be part of the effort to block the enemy here. Not sure how successful this will be. Sort of a secondary concern though. They ignore the infantry entirely. We have 2 anti-tank mines, so we need to take try to take at least advantage of it. Yep, didn't go well. Still, we got a fair chance to attempt something. Just didn't work out. Yep, Pete Hard anti-tank rifle surprisingly was useless. Didn't see that coming. Yeah, we have a decent chance of stranding at least a couple of vehicles there. And if it comes from a correct direction, we might even cause some damage. Not too bad. Holy crap, they have proper anti-air tanks now. Always a terrible purchase. Verbal wind. This would be better as an anti-infantry platform. So we managed to pin them for a moment. And you didn't die for some reason. Well, whatever. Okay, the second plane should come now. It should hit a fairly good spot. No, it missed. Bombard my own miss. That didn't hit the target. That's surprising since there were so many tanks there. Usually they pick some target like that. It's odd that way they went after infantry. German surrender, excellent. Anti-tank mine, immobilized Panther, good. Immobilized Panther. uh, took care of 2 tanks. That's good. That's very good. So, as we stranded a few on the left side. We've immobilized a couple of tanks, destroyed a couple of infantry squads. So overall, I think we're doing fairly well. They can still threaten us, but not that badly. Yeah, some of them are positioned here. I don't think they quite know what to do. I was hoping the forest would protect us, but no. Or the building. Hmm. But anyway. There's not much we can do at the moment. Yep. Any more airplanes? No. They're wasting their time hunting these. Which is fine by me, but well, to be fair, they're not wasting their time with the main unit. making sure that they're not gonna come back. "26 turns! Holy shit! They're not moving because they don't have infantry support. Yeah, at least we would have time to position a little bit differently. We get a few units in these. We don't want too many though. It's obvious that we'll have to retreat from there or withdraw these positions. So how far do you see from here? Extremely far. We need to be able to take down at least a couple of more Panthers before we can have any hope of we holding a line against them. German infantry surrenders. That's what I want to see. Anything we can do? Not much. Might be able to replenish the smoke screen for a couple of times. Not many. Choose the other group. It's their HQ unit. Chances of doing much is probably very low, but it's still their HQ unit. So we managed to cause a little bit of trouble, but then it'll still be worth it. Overall, we do want to keep moving these turns forward quite quickly because there's so many of them. So one way or another, we want to force a fight. Yeah, Panther this way. And we're retreating. We destroyed the enemy! Run away! It's because we assaulted a tank. It's a very frightening experience, I guess. I can believe that. I guess I would, at least I think I would be able to assault one if I would have some real confidence in the weaponry I'm using that they would actually stop it. Considering what a portable anti-tank weapon can do on a modern tank, I guess I would probably shit my pants too if I'd had to assault one. And a modern tank probably can just, you have your vision enhancements, so you can't really do something like use smoke as cover or something like that, and there's probably some kind of a 360-degree view, so you don't have to stare from out from some kind of a little hole or a flap in the tank turret, or some kind of periscope. So it would be vastly more dangerous than assaulting a World War II tank. At least these guys have an anti-tank mine will very likely destroy a tank. The problem these days is I think an effective anti-tank weapon would be something that it's hard to carry by a man anymore. It's not like a bazooka anymore, it has to be something real heavy that you have to set up. Setting up means it's time you can be spotted and shot at. I'm pretty sure you can now just sort of fire and forget, depending on the weapon system, but imagine even if you have some kind of a laser pointed or wire guided missile, you'd still have to be there, sort of at least somewhat visible, either you or the weapon system, and stay on target for a long time. That's probably quite a few intense moments right there. But nowadays, I'm pretty sure at least the top of the line systems is something you have to pop up, target, shoot, and then you can go back into cover. Weapon is smart enough to home in on itself once it's gotten a lock. We'll have to pull back. At least we neutralized a couple of infantry squads again, so it'll all pay off by the time they hit the main defense line. There isn't going to be much of an attack left in them. Holy shit. And that group is gone. Still, I'm only seeing one Panther coming our way anymore. I'm sure they have at least a handful of the mobile tanks still, but they can't throw a huge amount of tanks at us anymore to overwhelm us. Maybe 2 or 3 at most. We need to cause casualties on these bastards. Good. Doesn't matter if they come through here. I want as few infantry squad as possible to come through. If they're coming through, I want them to be in a condition that they can't realistically assault anything anymore. Die, 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 die. Very close though. No success. What are you aiming at? Panther. Yeah, I don't think it'll go well for you. We have a handful of positions, tanks here, still here. I think I'll still pull back. Try to withdraw to the next defense point. Probably 2 tanks here. Could be as little as 1 though. I'm taking my chances with this one. Morale fails. Ugh, you son of a bitch. I don't get this kind of morale fail. I mean, you're right next to the tank already. You're committed, sort of gone into a position that is very extremely dangerous, borderline hopeless if it comes to that, and now you're going to chicken out. Now when you basically either do or die. I can see it's still happening. It's just too much for some. It's like if you have a fear of blood, even though it's a sensible thing to just treat a wound or something like that, you just can't do it. It doesn't matter how nonsensical the thing is. If it hits you that hard, it does, and that's the end of it. Still sucks though, but I can see it happening. Guess it's sort of the same thing. You sort of have the weapon in hand, you're supposed to rush toward the tank and take it, but you sort of just can't do it. Like, if you're afraid of heights, trying to jump down into a pool from a really high altitude, it just when you try to take your first steps, you just can't get your legs to move. You constantly hesitate because your body just keeps resisting with everything it's got every time you try to make a move. And it's not going to help if you manage to rationalize it, that it's the smart thing to do. You just can't. I would imagine though that if you are more or less non-green soldier, you would have some kind of experience in at least trying to do something similar, so you would have gotten over it. Not over it in this extent that, well, these are regulars, but still that you wouldn't feel doubt, but that you would get over it. Once you start running towards the tank or proceeding towards the tank, I guess that's basically it. Yeah, these are all regulars. I think they should have performed better. Move. It's easy to try to say what you would and wouldn't do when you've never had to try to do it. I'm still thinking I'll probably do it. It wouldn't be the first retarded thing I did in my life where there's a reasonable chance of dying and didn't really give a shit about it. That's not quite right. It's didn't think about it until afterwards how really stupid of a thing that really is. So it's not quite the same. I'm betting if you'd have to assault a tank like that, you have plenty of time beforehand to think about it. What the fuck are you really doing about now? You're going to take this explosive whatever and trying to go and stick it to a probably very loud and frightening death machine. And you're just going to have to run to it in the open, more or less. So if it spots you, you're pretty much dead. Ooh. Okay, this is interesting. No, it isn't. If they come with the armored trucks, I mean armored cars first, the anti-tank guns, the smaller ones might get something to do. Nothing we have is all that useful against the Panthers. We'd have to shoot at very close range. But yeah, at least it's something. Anti-tank mine! Another! Kill it! You pieces of crap. Well, we assaulted 2 times, got a hit on the hull, so it's going to cause them to at least hesitate a little bit. It's immobilized. You use an anti-tank mine, please. No. For some reason, the answer is no. I can't let the tank go. And a failed assault. Shoot as much as you can. At least there's a hefty amount of suppression there. Shit. But it's still alive. That's the problem. Forest on fire. Classic. Abandoned tank. Good, good. That's more or less mission accomplished. There's not much we can do, so we're just playing the waiting game. Retreat. Can't kill a crew. It doesn't look like they have much left to throw away. It's gonna be some kind of attack, or maybe a couple of tanks and the armored cars. And that's it. Ooh. Yeah. A fairly sizable armor group, yeah. Yep. I don't have the time. They're wasting their own time doing this little crap. They are still moving forward, and they have time if we didn't have a defense going, but they just can't walk through us. So they don't have the time. I think that us taking these flags might have been the cause. They'll have to move in to retake them. Want to force them to do it because that's where our defense is. They happen to come from the northern side, we have nothing. So 6 turns left. Yes. Yes. That's 2 down. 3. 1 immobilized, 2 destroyed. So that's I guess that's the nail in their coffin. Still have the necessary forces, but yeah. That's probably half of their remaining tank force right there in its south. And they're still not in our main defense line. Can't see us, I'm confident of that. Destroyed. There's no way they can force their way through anymore. There's no way. No. Okay. Either way, there's not much we can do, so it's about a 50-50 split on the victory flags, more or less. I think we have a little bit more, but since our mission is delayed, that's victory for us. They still have their armored cars, but that's all they have. And it doesn't look like they're throwing them our way, so this is it. Hmm. There's just no time. Looks like they still have something coming our way, but it doesn't matter. Why did you even shoot? It's a holy shit! It's their HQ unit. What? Why? Get him! Come on. Flawless victory. They surrendered. So 50-50 split is a victory for the delaying party. Okay, still going on. Turn 30. I'm of the opinion that if you can't do what you were supposed to do in the 30 turns, you lost. But they still have quite a few units left, so value-wise they might have even more than we have. They shouldn't make a difference at this point. 31. This should be the last. German 448, Soviet 652. You have fought them to a draw and have suffered heavy losses. The enemy has remained on the field of battle despite the losses inflicted upon them. Our forces will have to try again at another time. Fairly nice mission, but nothing special at this stage. Would have been easier on the German side. I mean, you have the common sense to put infantry in your tanks, so you can't just ambush them quite so easily.